The far end for Romania. And Bruce just plays this into the leg side. See that man, Taranjeet Singh. Dot ball for Gibraltar. This is full and Bruce on the drive. Just fends this one into the offside. And that's going to be another dot ball. So it's a really good start this from Mishra. Right on the spot early on. You can see on the shirts of the players. There's a nice breeze today. Left to right on your screen. As Bruce just plays this into the leg side. It's going to be a dot ball. So Thisan, the Romanian skipper, well, he lost the toss. As Gibraltar, they elected to bat first hit. Romania, it's a simple equation for them, isn't it? They're going to have to knock off whatever Gibraltar set in record time if they're going to want to try and book their place in the final up against Malta tomorrow. As this is going to be the first extra of match 14, as Mishra just is down the leg side for a wide. Can he stick this one back on the spot to finish this over? Louis Bruce on the drive. Doesn't quite middle this. As it brings an end to a tidy first over for Romania. Gibraltar, after the first, find themselves 2 for no loss. Just see here at the top of the order for Avinash Pai and Louis Bruce. Mark Gow's dropping in at number 3. Did a really good job with the ball yesterday. And we see Matthew Whelan, obviously. Good spin bowler for Gibraltar. And then we have a look at Romania. Taranjeet Singh and Sathisan. They've been the bulk of the runs for Romania, along with Basul Saini. He's been really key, both with bat and ball, getting them out of some sticky situations. And we're going to see Raj Kumar opening up from this commentator's end. And if you are in the YouTube live chat, once again, do let us know. And I'm sure there's going to be many, many people keeping an eye out on net run rate. If you're doing the calculations, which I'm sure there are going to be a couple people doing so, do keep us updated in the chat. There's a super cute computer on our end, going to be doing a lot of work. Raj Kumar slings this in. This is really nicely played as it's tucked round the corner. Going to take some catching off. I don't think he's going to get there. It's 4 runs to Avinash Pai. It's the first boundary for Gibraltar here in match 14. Just veering onto the legs of Avinash Pai, and Raj Kumar is going to look to make a comeback for Romania. So not the start that Raj Kumar would have wanted. Can he have a reply? This is straight, and this is pierced through the field, and it's just going to be the 1 run for Avinash Pai, bringing young man Louis Bruce on strike. Hasn't quite gone off the mark yet. He's just the 5 deliveries so far. And once again in the lineup for Romania, young 15-year-old Marian Gerasim. And he got a bowl yesterday. He looked promising. Good action. Being coached well in Romania. Good promising talent for Romanian cricket. As Louis Bruce doesn't get those feet moving, it's just going to be a little inside edge into the leg side for a dot ball. Oh. Raj Kumar to continue here. Louis Bruce into the leg side, flicks this off his hip. And there's a bit of a misfield from number 12, Ijaz Hussain, but it's just going to be the 1 run. Again, I think it might have been almost a little bit unpleasant out there if there wasn't that breeze, as it's again a scorcher of a day here in Malta. This is short and wide. And Avinash Pai just plays this to Taranjeet Singh at point. So Gibraltar just struggling a little bit here, not making the most of the power play. See, T20 international here. It's a little bit different to what we're used to here on the ECN, not T10, I'm sure. As we're going to get some new viewers as the weekend begins here. And again, clipped off his legs into the leg side. Should be caught off, and it is. Good work from Pelialwa out in the deep. And that brings us to the end of the second. Gibraltar, they're 9 for no loss. As this is now going to give us a chance to take a look at the updated table after the Czech Republic. Well, they got a victory over Hungary, and we see they've swapped over, haven't they? So Romania, if they can get a victory here against Gibraltar, they're going to have to do it in record time. The supercomputer's going to be churning away, trying to get those numbers. And the 15-year-old is in the field. He's just fielding it on the 45 as Mishra continues. It's a good delivery to Avinash Pai, who just advanced down the track ever so slightly. And just plays around this one as he looks to pierce the covers. And Avinash Pai flicks this into the leg side, and it's going to be cut off. Thought it was going to, but he's going to let that one go. Is the young man. As best we signed, he brings that in. And that brings another young man full of talent, Louis Bruce, on strike. And there's just a discussion about the maths, and I think we're going to have to wait to see what Gibraltar put on as a target for Romania, as Mishra continues here. It's his fill-up, and Louis Bruce just plays under this one, and it's going to be hit into the leg side for a single. And I think it just proves how evenly matched these teams are, with that second spot in the final going all the way down to net run rate. Just proves we've had some incredible cricket here this week. This is full on the legs. This is going to be clipped off the pads, I think. It's going to run away as the young man gives chase. He's going to get there. He does really well. And he's going to get that bullet arm in. Great arm from the young man as Louis Bruce comes back for 2. Being given as runs, I believe. So Louis Bruce off the mark. Just fill again on his legs. And a clip to that man. Geddes him, he does another really good job on the angle there. Well, those two. Louis Bruce hitting it to Marian Guysssss. Just 15 years of age, the Romanian. And the Gibraltar, he's just 16 as well. Just showing emerging talent all around Europe. As Louis Bruce goes big into the leg side, there's a man out there. And he takes the catch. And that's a really good catch from Vasu Saini out in the deep. Louis Bruce just struggled to get going, didn't he? Couldn't quite get enough going there. But he looks to go big against Mishra, making the most of the power play. Doesn't get all of this. And he has to go for 3 runs off of his 10 deliveries. As that brings us to the end of the third over. Gibraltar are 12 for 1. And we're looking like we're going to see a bit of a change in at number 3, as it's going to be the man who made his debut yesterday, Christian Rocker, coming in at number 3. Well, this man, who does hold the title of the second oldest international T20 debut, but he made sure to tell me that he's the oldest one to get a victory in his debut on his international debut. As he gets promotion here to number 3 in the lineup. So he's going to be on strike as that brings Raj Kumar back into the attack from this commentator's end. That's well played from Rocker as he squeezes this through. And they're going to come through for a single. As he gets through off the mark. And that's going to be given as a wide ball. Raj Kumar just struggling a little bit with his line here. And there is just a few chats in here on the run rate. And they are a fair bit behind, so it's going to take some doing if they're going to do the impossible, you have to imagine. As this is just back of a length, and Avinash Pai just fends this into the offside for a dot ball. I think if Gibraltar, well, they're going to be happy. They'll be more than happy if they can get a win here. They're sat in 5th place, Bulgaria. Well, they go up against Malta. And Malta will be favourites there as they're 4 from 4 so far. That's a good delivery from Raj Kumar and Avinash Pai. Just not making contact on this one. So Gibraltar struggling so far here in the power play. Avinash Pai in the air. And oh, well, it's dropped by Ijaz Hussain. That's a big, big chance missed from the Romanians. As we see it here, steps across as he does in classic Avinash Pai fashion. Tries to clip this into the leg side. Very risky. Doesn't get all of it, but it's dropped by Ijaz Hussain. Avinash Pai is given another life as Rocker is on strike. Goes for the big drive. Doesn't quite get this one. It was in the slot. Just missing this one out. Just getting his eye in. It's going to fly over the young man on the angle, and that's going to run away for Rocker's first boundary in the Valletta Cup. And a very more than welcome boundary as he just rocks back, flicks this one over the top. It's a good shot from Rocker. And at the end of the 4th over, Gibraltar are 19 for 1. So Christian Rocker with a promotion up to number 3 with his first boundary from Raj Kumar as he went for 7 runs off that over, giving Avinash Pai on strike at this end. And we're going to see the keeper, Abdul Shakur, back with the gloves. He's going to be standing up to Mishra. Well, And that first one is being given as wide. It's going to be a big chase on for the young man once again. He does really well and gets that bullet arm in as they come back for the second run. Just see here, he's left this one and wow, Abdul Shakur normally holds himself to higher standards. Just completely took his eye off that one as they run through for 2 more runs. So 3 off that first delivery. Avinash Pai into the leg side, and he flicks this away, and that's going to run away. 4 runs for Gibraltar. It's a lovely shot from Avinash Pai, classic fashion. Steps across and flicks this into the leg side. No one really out. There's a man at deep square leg, but that was well in front. Just runs away. 4 runs for Avinash Pai. They're really going to look to make the most of this power play. So Mishra, not the start to the over that he would have wanted. Let's see if he can have a reply. This is driven to the man, and that's eventually going to come through for a single. It's good running from Avinash Pai and Christian Rocker. You just wonder with that stat for Rocker if when they're running they're going to target his end a little bit. He's shown he's more than capable, hasn't he, so far, running between the wickets. But again, really, really hot and warm out there today. And there's some good spectators around on the Saturday. And Rocker, wow, it's straight to the man. And it's gone through him, but he's middled that, and that's going to go through for 4 runs. Christian Rocker on the drive as it races through that man again. It's the second drop for him at mid-off. Oh, Ijas Hussein not having a good time with it at the moment. Rocker on the drive, looking confident as he now moves to 9 runs off of just the 4 deliveries. You can see there now as he gets swapped out, does Hussein. And he'll just be disappointed with that one. And Rocket just looks to drop this one into the offside. Doesn't get anything on it, so it's going to be a dot ball. So it's a good comeback from Mishra, and he'll feel hard done by. He feels he should have had a wicket there. Gibraltar winning the toss. Not getting off to an incredible lightning start, but they'll be happy. This is a full toss on Rocket. And you can see there, he thinks he should have played this one into the leg side, but just fends this one into the offside for a dot ball. And again, I think just Rocket just obviously lacking a bit of time in the middle. Not quite picking that one straight away. There's the back of a lane, and he gets on the cut. Just straight to that man, Sivakumar Perialwa, as well, as that's going to be a dot ball to end the over. Gibraltar at the end of 5, 31 for 1. So, a good total, good few runs off of that over with Avinash Pai and Christian Rocker both getting boundaries in that over. And there's no surprise at this final over, which we saw them do yesterday. The man who took the catch, Asu Saini, he's going to come into the attack. And again, a really key bowler for Romania, really economically strong. Doesn't give much away. So Avinash Pai, as he's going to look to make the most of this power play. Final over of the power play. Avinash Pai on the drive. Well, the man, Satwik Natigotla, he's been pretty solid in the covers. Just lets that one go through as they come through for a single, and it brings that man again, Rocker, on strike. So Rocker just proving he just extends that batting lineup a little bit for Gibraltar. So he tries to get on the cut, but to no success. That's going to be a dot ball for Basu Saini. So obviously, still got to look out for Andrew Reyes. He's been in the runs for Gibraltar, as has Mark Gowles. It's a slower delivery, and he just fends this into the offside for a dot ball. Just saying there to Avinash Pai, just rolling his fingers down a little bit. Becomes a bit of a leg cutter from Saini, man of many talents. Great grab earlier to remove Louis Bruce. That's an edge, and it should be cut off by the young man out there, and he does. He does a good job. And Rocker just getting troubled with it by Saini. Abdul Shakur, it would have been a tough chance, but he would have taken it. We had an outstanding catch, one for the highlight reel for sure. Avinash Pai just letting this one come on through to the wicketkeeper for a dot ball. So Saini, just the 2 runs off of his over so far. Bowling again very, very well. These two teams separated by quite a fair distance in the standings, but Gibraltar, they'll be backing themselves for a bit of an upset here. Is this a short and slow? There's a man out there. It doesn't quite carry from Avinash Pai as he brings that one in for a single, as Gibraltar, well, they end the 6th over and they're on 33 for 1. As we take a look at the power play for Gibraltar, just the 34 runs coming off it, just for the loss of 1 wicket. So it's a steady platform from the 3 batsmen already. Louis Bruce going for just the 3 runs. Obviously, was in the runs yesterday against Bulgaria. We might just say that the Bulgarian bowling attack not as strong, maybe, as the Romanian, but still strong enough. But Louis Bruce and Avinash Pai, well, they looked really set, didn't they? And some really good hitting from both of them. Avinash Pai also getting into the 80 not out. We're going to see the man who's put 2 catches down already in this innings. Guysssss Hussain, he's coming on from that far end into the attack. And Avinash Pai just drops some runs into the offside and calls Christian Rocker through for a single. So once again, good cricket from Avinash Pai. Just rotating the strike. He's 17 off of 16 now. The Gibraltar captain. Christian Rocker originally down as sort of the coach manager for Gibraltar, but injuries and player availability means he's in the lineup. He's not doing a terrible job so far, is he? In at number 3, he just fends at this one. And that one goes through for a dot ball. But he's got the skipper to keep him company at the other end at the moment. As Rocker advances and drops this into the offside for another single. So, not bad from here at this point. We do know that Gibraltar have got a couple of batsmen that can come in and just hit some big shots and make some advancements later on in the innings. So these two just setting a platform at the moment. And Avinash Pai, solid defence. And there's going to be buzzers, unnecessarily, you have to say. And they're going to happily take that extra single. You just have to question what was going through the fielder's mind at that point. And Rocker, where he plays with some soft hands. It's a good shot, as it's going to find Cosmin Zaboy out in the deep. And he come through for a single. Avinash Pai looks to go big through the covers, but doesn't quite get on top of this one. And hits it into the ground, and it's going to end up being a dot ball to end the over. So at the end of 7, Gibraltar are 38 for 1. As Avinash Pai just changing out his helmet for a cap, as again, it is warm out there today. Being brought on by the Duracell Bunny. Zachary Simpson doing a splendid job with the drinks. And as I just look at the weather, it's currently 27 degrees. But that breeze just making it a little bit more comfortable out there. But there are plenty of spectators around the ground, as the Czech team have stayed behind, and the Hungarians have also done so. And there's also some spectators on the far side of your ground on the right-hand side of your screen. As you can just see, Sathisan, the skipper, just getting everything right. So, Christian Rocker on strike at the moment, 12 off of 13, a couple of boundaries for him. And it's going to be Masu Hussaini to continue. It's just out of the reach of the man there. I think that's the skipper there. And it is Ramesh Sathisan, who's diving to his left. But it's well picked up by the young Marian Geddesim once again. Serious fan favourite. Just 15 years of age, making his appearance here in the Valletta Cup for the Romanian national side. And well, if they can do it, what an achievement he would feel he's accomplished by if they can reach the final here of an international tournament at just 15 years of age. Avinash Pai on the drive, and that's going to take 1 bounce and 4 runs for Avinash Pai and Gibraltar. And with his trigger, cuts across, and in vintage Pai style, clips that over the top, runs away 4 runs. It's a good comeback from Masu Hussaini. And Avinash Pai just saying to the keeper, just looks like it zipped off the surface a little bit there from the bowler. Three fours for Avinash Pai so far in his innings. As he drops and calls in Rocker through. It's good running again from these two. As that brings Christian Rocker on strike. Masu Hussaini, just 9 runs off of his overs so far as the field comes in for Rocker. It's short and Rocker pulls into the leg side. Doesn't quite get all of this, it's just going to be the 1 run, and luckily so, there was a man out there. So, calls him through for the single. Wow, that was just kept low. And Avinash Pai just saying, well, the last ball that I faced, it managed to zip up. And this one just stayed low. And he survives. And Gibraltar at the end of 8. 45 for the loss of just the 1 wicket. And that 1 wicket there being Louis Bruce. He just struggled, didn't he? 3 off of 11 deliveries. He held out in the deep to Basu Saini. And again, you can just see that. It's just on your screen. There was some batting still to come. Obviously, Mark Gowles and Richard Hatchman can certainly hit a long ball. And Joseph Marples can certainly nurdle. And we've seen him hit some big hits as well. And don't forget Andrew Reyes as well. So there's plenty of batting to come. As we're going to see Taranjeet Singh introduced to the attack. It's a good start from Singh as he's right on the mark straight away. Top ball. Rocker just drops us into the leg side. There's an appeal. I don't think he's going to be gone there. I think he's safe. Interesting work from the skipper. As there's just a question about Kenroy Nestor. Well, unfortunately, due to obviously work commitments, he's had to fly back to the Rock, Gibraltar. So he's unavailable. So that means that Christian Rocker comes on in. And just finding that man there. So Thisan, the skipper. And it's sort of a short square leg. He gets on the sweep. He plays all around this and makes a bit of a mess of this, does Christian Rocker. But that's going to be the end of the coach/player as he has to go. 14 off of 19 in Gibraltar. They're 45 for 2. And it's going to bring in the man who we didn't see yesterday. We only saw 2 batsmen for Gibraltar yesterday. Let's just see Rocker going. He did okay, didn't he? 14 off of 19 because he got bowled by Taranjeet Singh. But Mark Gowles, he comes in, and he's more than capable. And you feel that if Gibraltar are going to set a target here, these two have got to stick around and rebuild and then look to go big later on in the innings. As it looks like they're taking a little bit of a drinks break. Again, it is hot out here. So as we just lead towards the end of the 9th, take a bit of a drinks. And it gives us a chance, if you are in the YouTube live chat, to say hello. Don't be a lurker, as we want to know where you're watching from and what you're up to, who you're supporting and who you're backing for the winner of the Valletta Cup 2022. Do let us know your predictions. As there's certainly some support for both teams in the chat. Both Gibraltar, well, there's been support for both teams here. As we see the new man, Mark Gowles, coming out to bat at number 4. Kat Evans in the chat saying she's supporting Jib. Plenty of support for Jib, as Angie Perrier is also doing the same. But Mark Gowles, he's coming out now. There's a bit of pressure on these two as Taranjeet Singh continues. He just plays this into the offside and gets off the mark straight away. As that come through for a single. So short from Taranjeet, but he gets away with one. And Avinash Pai just struggling to rock back in time. Doesn't quite get that one as that ends the 9th over. Gibraltar up 45 for 2. And there's now some support for Romania. Imali and Sarabjit Kaur, I believe. That is Taranjeet Singh's wife. So hope you're doing okay. Watching your man perform out here on the international stage. As we're going to see the continuing of Mazu Saini and Taranjeet Singh just going for the one run for a wicket in his first over. So really good first over from the off spinner. Mazu Saini is going to continue here. With Mark Gowles on strike. He's just one run off the one delivery at the moment. There's a big booming drive from Mark Gowles. Doesn't connect with it. It's going to be a dot ball to start. So again, just have to remember that this game, Romania really needs to chase whatever they're set really, really quickly. As it's a lovely shot. Doesn't quite get a lot on it. So it's just going to fall to as he got that. Mark Gowles goes over the top, doesn't get all of this, and Taranjeet Singh's going to give chase, and he's going to get there as well as they come back for a comfortable 2. Mark Gowles, again, we've seen him target over the top. We also know he likes to go big into the leg side. So anything straight from Saini, it's going to be attacked. This is a little bit straighter, and he just drags this into the leg side for a single. It brings that man, Avinash Pai, back on strike. He's been in the runs, hasn't he, this week? 40, scoring the 40s early on. And then 80 on not out against earlier on, as we see Mazu Saini continuing here. As it's short, he just gets him in the chest here. He's okay though. Doesn't rock back enough time. You just see there, just gets him in the rib cages. That's going to be in his mind for Avinash Pai. So it's short again, he advances. And he just does enough, does it, as you're saying, this time not letting it go through him. And he does well as he just sticks it to the single. And that brings us to the end of the 10th over. I don't think we're going to get another drinks break in. It looks like we are set to continue here. As it's going to be Taranjeet Singh to continue at the far end. Just the one run with that one wicket of Christian Rocker coming for Taranjeet Singh. As Gibraltar now move on to 50 for no loss after 10. Not for 2, apologies, 50 for 2 after 10 overs. This is short from Tarjit Singh, and this is just played to Nati Gotla. And then again, another question about Ken Roy, as he was just only available for the first half of this tournament. As he continues, it's a big shot. It's a lovely shot. Avinash Pai gets on the drive, pierces through the covers, and Nati Gotla's not going to stop that one. And that goes 4 runs for Gibraltar. It's a welcome boundary for Gibraltar and Avinash Pai as he now moves to 28. Yeah, Ken Roy had to return to Gibraltar for work, so he therefore is unavailable and drops out. Plenty of talent though still in that setup for Gibraltar. It is short and just clipped into the leg side for Avinash Pai. And it's good cricket from Avinash Pai. So he now moves to 29 off of 28 deliveries, going at just above a run a ball. All he needs to do now, isn't it, as the team just needs a bit of a rebuild here. Well, Gals goes hard into the leg side. He's going to find the man. It's just going to be the 1 run. Maybe a bit of a change in field. And once again, any more questions like Liam Day just did there with Ken Roy, do get them in the chat. I'll do my best to answer them as well as I can. Avinash Pai, well, it's a good bit of work from Abdul Shakur. Once again, it's a good over so far from Tarjit Singh. As he advances and well adjusts as this one was darted in, as he's just going to play this into the leg side for a single for Avinash Pai. As that's going to bring us to the end of the 11th, and Gibraltar are 57 for 2. So Avinash Pai just moving on to the 30 runs now, off of exactly 30 deliveries. And Mark Gow's on 5. You do feel that these two are going to have to go big at some point if they're going to put a defendable total on, as they're 57 after just the 11 overs. And we're going to see the skipper come into the attack. He went big yesterday in that last game where he scored a really mammoth total of 80 once again. As he's into the attack. Avinash Pai hits on this one as an early call of 2, and they should come back pretty comfortably. And Avinash Pai does. It's good running from these two out in the middle. And just drops this into the offside. That's good running by these two. Good rotating the strike. They're just going to have to do this, aren't they? Just struggling a little bit to hit boundaries. So you have to make the most of the gaps in the field. It's full up. Oh, Mark Gow's gets an under edge on it. It squeezes through. And I don't... Oh, they're going to go for it. They're going to take the young man on. It's a bit of a wayward throw. So they do come back for 2 for Mark Gow's. Just see here, goes for the big shot. Does well not to drag that one on. He's trying to hit that one rail into the leg side. It's miles outside the off stump. It's a bit of a dangerous shot, but Mark Gow's, he's still there. And this is it up, and it's just going to go over the man. That's Nati Gotla once again. And it's just going to be the 1 run. So it's not a terrible over this for Gibraltar. Wow, that one just stays low. And Avinash Pai just saying, well, there's not lots I could do. And it ends up just being the 1. So that's again Really good work from Marian Gedessim, the young 15-year-old down there. Just see here, just stayed low, didn't it? Not even the keeper could do much about that. Just argue may have risen too early, didn't stay low long enough, but this is darted in and well kept out from Gals. That brings us to the end of the 12th. Gibraltar are 65 for 2. So Thisan going for the 7 off of his over. So Gibraltar not going terribly at this point. They're still there. And you can just see there, well, Romania, they're sat on 4 points. They're going to need, if they get this victory from there, they're going to be level on 6 points with Hungary and the Czech Republic, but they're going to really need to chase whatever's set by Gibraltar here in record fashion. Taranjeet Singh is continuing here. And Avinash Pai with, again, vintage Avinash Pai with a lovely in-to-out cover drive. Beautiful, beautiful shot. One of the best shots I think we're going to see all week as he advances down the track to Taranjeet Singh and clips it over the cover. That's going to be a lovely shot. It's 4 runs for Avinash Pai. Advances again, but it's well adjusted from Taranjeet Singh, so it's just going to be the dot ball. So it's a good comeback from Singh. As he's going to change his angle, and he's going to come around the wicket. As Avinash Pai into the leg side, and I think he might have found the gap, and he has. That's a great shot once again from Avinash Pai, and that's 4 runs to Gibraltar. The change of angle doesn't quite work for Taranjeet Singh. Just clips this and times it really well. That's going to run away to the boundary. 4 runs for Gibraltar. We're just having a bit of an issue with our scoring again as Avinash Pai just drops us into the offside, and the pressure on Simakuma Pedialwa. They end up coming back for 2. So good over this so far from Avinash Pai and for Gibraltar. They move on to 74 now from this over. Avinash Pai, he's on 41. And he's just dropped this into the leg side. That's well played again. And they should turn and go. And it's, again, really, really good bit of running from these two in the middle. It's good communication early on. And they run through pretty easy for the second. Avinash Pai with a really good hand here as he moves now on to 45, I believe. And Avinash Pai goes again over the top. And that's going to be another 4 runs. So Avinash Pai, great over for Gibraltar. And Taranjeet Singh, well, he gets a bit of tap. And again, just waits for this one, meets it. And it goes all the way for 4 runs. And there we go. So after 13 overs, Avinash Pai moving Gibraltar on to 80 for 2. And Taranjeet Singh, well, went for 16 off of that over. As that brings the skipper back on to Thisan to continue. And Mark Gals looks placed into the leg side. And it should just be the one, and it is. So that brings Avinash Pai, who's just that 1 run away from another 50 for him. plays this away. Oh, and that's an absolutely massive wicket for Romania. As Avinash Pai just looks to make the most of a short and wide delivery. But he has to go. It's a good catch by the man at point, as he has to depart on 49. Really good catch. And I think that's Vasil Saini doing a really good job. It's a huge wicket in the context of this game. And Gibraltar, well, they're now 81 for 3. Well, that's going to be a bit of a turning point in this game as the set batsman, Avinash Pai, he has to go. Brings that man, Andy Reyes, in. Well, he's done well, hasn't he, this tournament? Certainly been in the runs. He's done a good job at the top. It's a good start for Sathisan to give Reyes first up. It's good from Andrew Reyes. He just nurdles this one round the corner onto the leg side for a single. Brings Mark Gals back on strike. So Mark Gals and Andrew Reyes, well, they need to build here, don't they? As they're going to look to push past that 130, 140 mark. So it's full, and Mark Gals goes big into the leg side. That's going to be one bounce, 4 runs for Gibraltar. And Sathisan getting it all wrong here. Full toss. Mark Gals is not going to miss out on that. Powerful hitter of the ball. That's going to stay hit. 4 runs for Mark Gals. As Gals goes into the leg side, it should just be the one. So this is good cricket from these two, as that brings us to the end of the 14th over, and Gibraltar are 87 for 3. And you do feel that these two are going to have to bat deep if they're going to set a decent total. So we're going to see the man who's had a bit of a hard time out in the field so far. Ijaz Hussain is going to come back on into the attack, as Taranjit Singh has been taken out of the attack by Avinash Pai. Avinash Pai, well, we just take a little bit of a look into his innings. 49 runs, 40 balls with 7 boundaries to his name. So strike rate of 122. As Hussain to continue here. It's full. Squirted into the leg side from Mark Gals, and there's a call of 2. Wow, they're going to go for it, and he's taking him on. They do well. They come back pretty comfortably for the 2 runs. You can just see early call. Yep, let's go, and off they go. It's good running. It's short, and Gals already just placing that into the leg side. And this time it is just going to be a single. So that brings Andrew Reyes on strike. Reyes just taking his guard. Well, he hit 44, didn't he, against the Czech Republic. So he's going to be feeling confident with the bat. Hussein. As Reyes just plays us through. And once again, Hussein really struggling out in the field with the ball in hand. Lets this one go through him. And it ends up being a single, which brings Mark Gals back on strike. This is a slower delivery, and Gals gets enough on it, and this is going to go through for a single. Does well to get a bit of bat on this one, as he didn't pick the slower delivery. That's going to be a wide by Hussein. So I'm going to have to bowl that one again, as he's just edging closer to the end of the 15th over. And there's a shout of LBW, but I think he's going to be run out here, and he's gone. So there's a bit of confusion, and Andrew Reyes saying, well, there's a bit of miscommunication. I don't think Andrew Reyes is too happy here. So he's going to have to go, and the man that you felt that really need to stick around with Gals as that shout is turned down, he almost just set off, didn't he? Classic LBW, just started running, and he has to go. As we're going to see new man Richard Hatchman come to the crease. Well, he's more than capable of hitting a long ball if it stays hit. So Richard Hatchman comes into the crease to face Hussein. Gets his first. And Hatchman, in Hatchman style, rocks back and nurdles this one around the corner. As that's going to be a good arm in from Tanjit Singh. So that brings us to the end of the 15th in Gibraltar. 94 for 4. So, after a wicket falls in that over, there's a mix-up after an LBW shout. There's a lot of pressure on Mark Gals now if they're going to look to set anything here. Obviously, Hatchman, I'm sure he's going to go ahead and take a liking to Sathisan and really go for big hits. We've seen him do it plenty of times before, back in Gibraltar at the start of the year. Is this going to be a wide from Sathisan? He looks to dart this one in. A reply from him. And he looks to play this to the leg side and does. Doesn't get quite a lot on it. And it's going to fall for a single. And Mark Gals goes big into the leg side. And that's going to be 6 runs for Gibraltar. That's a big hit from Mark Gals, as this one's just back of a length from Sathisan. And it goes the distance, Mark Gals. He moves into the 20s. It's a full toss. And it's going to go for another maximum from Gals. Sathisan, he's getting a bit rocked here, as he doesn't quite get all of this, but he's got enough. It goes all the way. 6 runs for Gibraltar. So, free hit here for Mark Guysssss. He's going to look to make the most of this one. He's going to have to do that one again. And Sathisan just struggling a little bit here. Advances early. And he's going to have to bowl this one once again. So it's going to be another free hit. Sathisan really struggling here. Wow, and he hits this again. And it's taken by the man. We've got the first crowd catch of the Valletta Cup 2022. Sathisan gets this one, and Mark Guysssss advances and gets all of this. Maximum for Gibraltar. What a catch. It's good cricket, and they're going to come through for the single. And that's, again, really do well here. Well, Hatchman looks to get on the action. He hasn't quite got all of this, but Pedialwa's underneath it, and he takes the catch. Good work from Sivakuma Pedialwa. It's a great take, as Hatchman was looking to get in the action. It was a good slot delivery, so he picked the right one. Just didn't got a little bit underneath this, a little bit too much. As that wicket falls, and Gibraltar, they fall to 117 for 5 after 16 overs. So that brings fan favourite Matthew Whelan in now. Sathisan, well, after a bit of an interesting well, Mark Guysssss, this has gone up, and this is going to take some catching. And he goes once again. And I think there's just a little bit of an issue with the scoring, so we're just trying to work out what's gone where. But Mark Guysssss, he's done some big hitting for Gibraltar, as he ended up on 37. But he has to go. That's a good catch by, I believe that was Satwik Natigotla, doing a good job in the covers once again for Romania. As that brings in wicketkeeper Joseph Marples into the crease. He's got a bit of time here, has Marples, so he's going to really look to maybe build a bit of an innings and then try and go big. Marples just fends this one off. So that's a good start from him, looking solid as he just plays that one back to Hussain. So at the moment, Gibraltar 118 for 6. That's a good shot from Joseph Marples as he cuts that in, and it's just going to be the 1 run, I think. So as we see, Matthew Whelan facing up here. Face the delivery yet. He looks to go across the line, and I don't think he's going to be given, but they end up scampering through for a single, so that's going to be a leg by. Whelan looking to go big here. First up, across the line. It's just me going down leg. It's a good call from the umpire. Marples, well, he just lifts this one into the offside, and the young man Garrison gets this one in for a single. So Marples off strike now as well. Brings Whelan yet to get off the mark. Obviously with that leg by. Is he going to go for the same thing again? And it's a similar again, but this time definitely sliding down leg, not even an appeal. So this goes for another leg bite. And Gibraltar then move on to 120 for 6. This is dropped into the leg side, but straight to the man. And that's going to bring an end to the 17th over. And Gibraltar are 120 for 6. Yeah, do apologise, just having a couple of issues with our graphics for on-screen scores. So I'm going to do my best to keep you up to date. As correction, at the end of the 16th, Gibraltar are 122 for 6. And we're going to see Masu Saini continue here. $122 for 6 off of 17 now for Gibraltar. So, at 150 still a possibility. These two need to go big if they're going to reach that. They quick between the wickets. Whelan looks to go big. Doesn't quite connect with this one. Whelan, well, he hits that well, but he's going to find Taranjeet Singh at long off, and it's just going to be the single as they move to 123 for 6. And Masu Saini. That's just clipped to the young man. And that's going to just come through for a single. There you can see the score is back up on your screen. Some white paper scoring can't go away. So slower delivery, and Marple just pulls us through into the leg side. And it's Whelan, correction, should just be the one, and it is. Marple's on strike, so I need to continue. So slow delivery again, and he's hit that pretty well. Just gets caught up, and it should just be the one. If there's any man you don't want to take the out. Oh, there could be buzzers here, and there is. It's been unlucky for Romania as it just pops off the pitch. Let's just take another look here. It's a full toss as well. Nice looking shot for Joe Marples. And Taranjeet Singh, a man with a very good arm, as it just popped off the crease over the keeper. So they come through for a second. So Joe Marples now, he moves on to 5. And he's got him as Joe Marples looks to play this into the leg side. As we see on the replay here, he steps across. It's good bowling from Saini. Well, it's been unlucky, doesn't he? He just clips it off his pads. And it's going to be played on As Gibraltar, well, they fall to 127 for 7 after that wicket, and in comes the man, the young 19-year-old, Samath Boda. Samath Boda comes in to join Matthew Whelan. It's going to bring Hussain into the attack, and Wheeling it's on the drive. It's the third time he's set on the sweep. Third time he's attempted that shot now. As that's going to see Samath Boda, the young 19-year-old. He can hit a long ball. As he just nurdles this into the leg side. It should just be the one, and is. And once more, just a bit of chat about the runs and what Romania require. But I think from a Romanian point of view, you just know they really need to go straight from the off. Treat it as a T10, as Hussain continues. And he gets a wicket as Whelan. Well, you can see that was going to happen as he kept eyeing up that leg side boundary. As that now means Gibraltar, they fall to 129 for 8. And you see the stumps keel over. And just on Romania, they're going to have to go big, I think, aren't they, straight away. Treat it as a T10. Try and get this total as quick as possible. As it brings in Nikhil Advani, the Advinator. He's again, I'm sure, would have been doing plenty of shadow batting in their day off, and looking forward to seeing Advin back in. As that's Hussain with the effort ball. Drops, it's going to be a leg side wide, so more welcome runs for Gibraltar. Advani on strike. And that's just going to be squirted into the offside for a dot ball. Wow, it's a big shout from the bowler. It could be gone here. I think he eventually gets back safe. So we just take another look here, as that's definitely going to be sliding down leg, as most of the attempts here, and he ends up getting home pretty safely. Almost makes a connection with the wicket-keeper, but ends up being okay. And Gibraltar, they're now on 130 for 8 here in the 19th over. And this is just going to be squirted into the leg side for a dot ball. As that brings us to the end of the 19th. Gibraltar are 130 for 8. So we enter the 20th over, the final over here. Final over here for Gibraltar as they look to set a total. It's a good shot from Samath Boda as it's Raj Kumar to continue here in the last. They turn and go for two. And it's going to be a good bit of running from these two. Much to the delight of the Gibraltar dugout. You just see turn and go. Good running from Advani as he just sets and he's on his way. Samath Boda back on strike, the young 19-year-old. And he looks to go big into the leg side. And he's got all of that. And that's a lovely shot from Samath Boda. And that one's going to go all the way. 6 runs for Gibraltar. The slot delivery. And Samath Boda just says thank you very much. And that's going to be a delivery. So Raj Kumar just getting put off his line a bit there by the young 19-year-old. It's a great shot that was from Samath Boda, and every boundary will help now and every run. Well, it's going to be an edge and it's going to run away. He swung really hard at this. It's a big chase on for the young man and he does really well. And they're not going to come back for the third, so it's going to be another 2 runs. So good cricket from Gibraltar. Doesn't really matter how you get them, it's how they look in the book. It's good cricket from Boda. And that's squirted out to the man, and the captain, Sathisan, he's going to take it. As young Samath Boda has to go. But a healthy contribution of 11 off of his 5 deliveries. And this brings in Richard Cunningham into the crease as Advani is facing up here. 2 balls remaining. Gibraltar 141 for 9 so far. It's going to be another one, so that's going to be Gibraltar as they are bowled out in the 20th over. So Richard Cunningham doesn't get to face a ball. He has to go. And that brings an end to a exciting innings of T20 cricket. We had some big hits early on. If we take a look at the highlights. Avinash Pai, well, he was really good at the top of the order, wasn't he? He ended up on 49 off of 40 deliveries for Gibraltar, with 7 fours in his innings. As we take a look here, again, we just see that man, as you're saying, just struggling ever so slightly in the field. But Christian Rocker, well, he tried to go into the leg side, played all around this, and ended up being a wicket for Taranjeet. But Avinash Pai, he took a liking to Taranjeet Singh, and he's headed to the boundary multiple times in the 1 over. He ended up holding out to the man as he was trying to chase that 50. But Mark Gauss, he gave it a good go, and he went to the skipper, Sathisan, as he ended up on 37 off of 20 deliveries with 1 4, but with 3 maximums in his innings. Andy Reyes, well, he got done, didn't he? Ended up being run out. And we see here a couple of big, and there was a massive field. Good catch out in the spectators there. And then again, Padialwa. As Mark Gauss squirted this one up into the man in cover, Nati got that. And there was a bit of a demise as wickets kept tumbling for Gibraltar. As you're saying, you just see him there getting Matthew Whelan doing a good job, was he saying, eventually with the ball. Less said about the fielding, the better for him. And this was a close call, wasn't it? The LBW not given from the umpire, but he was just in, wasn't he? For the run out. So, Gibraltar, they ended up on 141 all out. Some good hitting from some. Bit of nail-biting cricket. And Gibraltar, well, I know for a fact that they're up for this. They know what the equation is for Romania, as they're going to have to go above 10 and over to reach the final. And they're going to want to be the ones that prevent them from doing so. They're sat in 5th at the moment. I'm not too sure if they're worried about the victory. They're more concerned about being the ones that stop Romania, the highest ranked team, getting into the final. As we continue here, as we don't continue here, as Avinash Pai just takes a moment. Singh, that's really good. Bit of fielding from the young 19-year-old Samath Boda. At that point, Taranjit Singh, well, he hit this with force, didn't he? And I think you can just see Samath Boda has now just gone out to deep point. Louis Bruce has come in from long on to mid-on, so I think he's just going to hide this outside the off-stump. Short, back of a length. Well, it's certainly short, and Taranjit Singh has gone high. He's not quite got all of this, but it's going to go all the way. 6 runs for Taranjit Singh, and here he goes. Boom, boom for Singh. Manages to get enough of this. It went really high as Hatchman there. He gave chase. Couldn't quite get there, and it went over the rope. 6 runs. The first boundary hit for Romania. So, Avinash Pai is going to look for a reply here. As it's outside. It's gone high. Going to take some catching. Andrew Reyes underneath it. Oh, it just burst through his hands as they come back through for the second. And Andrew Reyes, he's going to be really upset with himself as we just take another look here. Right up into the sun, and it just goes burst through his hands. It's not the first time we've seen that happen here in the Valletta Cup 2022. So Taranjit Singh survives his first life in the reply. And this is going to be given a wide ball from the umpire. So Avinash Pai going to have to bowl this one again. And this goes straight to Christian Roca, who does well, keeps this one up there. Just for his hand, bit of an interesting drop there. I do have to say that that is right in the sun. I did a bit of catching practice in between the innings there, and even I dropped one out there as it was right in the sun. It is also windy. Can't quite see that as Avinash Pai continues here from Singh, and he just misses out there, doesn't he? As this is going to end up being a dot ball. As that brings us to the end of the first over. Romania are 10 for no loss. But yeah, just again on that, it is actually pretty windy out there. Can't really see it on your screen, but the trees are moving ever so slightly. But as soon as that ball goes up high, it does swirl quite a bit. So it does make it a little bit difficult for the fielder. But he looks set, and he just struggles to keep that through. Does Reyes, but got to move on. Big, big chase here for Romania. And we're going to see the young Louis Bruce, but he didn't quite come off with the bat. Just struggled to get it away as he tried to go big. Ended up holding out to Masoud Saini in the deep. And we're going to see him opening up from that far end. And it's going to bring Sathisan on strike. He's just the one run off the only delivery that he's faced. It's a big ask, this Romania. This is short and just respected. Blocked back to the young man, the 16-year-old. Well, Louis Bruce and Samath Bodda, well, they're going to be really key in this defence for Gibraltar, as they're going to try and keep Romania from getting enough runs to get into the final of the Valletta Cup 2022. Wow. So Thisan, he looks to go big, doesn't he? Runs down the track. Louis Bruce. It's a good ball from him, and it ends up being a dot ball. Went early. Only misses the off stump by whiskers there. Short. And Thisan misses out once again as an appeal from Louis Bruce. I don't think I quite heard anything from my end. So Thisan just struggling with the short one here from Louis Bruce. And again, we've seen it plenty of times. Ramesh Thisan just gives himself a little bit of time, does the Romanian captain. That's another edge, and this is going to fly away. That's going to be 4 runs for Romania. Romanians, they're up for this. They're up for the fight. There's that one almost off the glove, right at the top end of the bat. Wow. That runs away for 4 runs. 128 needed now. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, that the 13.4 over mark is the cutoff for Romania. And there's an appeal, but it's just going to run into the leg side. It should just be the leg by, and it is going to be. Brings that man back on strike, Taranjeet Singh. Wow, this is going to be taken into the leg side, and there's a man out there. Samath Bodda does well. Cuts that off, so it's just going to be the 1 run to the total. And that brings us to the end of the over, which is a really good over from young Louis Bruce, just the 6 runs off it. And at the end of the second over, Romania are 16 for no loss. Again, good afternoon to everyone. As we have a look here. So this is the equation. So Romania, if they can chase this in 13.4 overs, they will jump the Czech Republic and Hungary, and they will move into second spot, solidifying their place in the final against Malta tomorrow. So even if they do win this, if they don't get it done before that 13.4, they're not going to do enough. So it's a big ask from Romania, but they're going to back themselves as Gibraltar. And we're going to see the introduction of Andrew Reyes into the attack. Stump to stump, gets a bit of movement, bit of lateral movement. Does Andrew Reyes. Taranjeet Singh, I think, might be looking at this one as a man to attack. And that's a good start from Reyes, as this is just played into the leg side. Again, good bit of bowling from Reyes, as that man, the 12th man today, Zachary Simpson, a.k.a. the Duracell Bunny, cuts that off and come through for a single. Taranjeet Singh back on strike. And he carves that through the covers, and it's going to race away. It's going to be 4 runs for Taranjeet Singh. It's a classy shot from Romania's main man. Bit of in-swing, doesn't do enough. It's going to run away, 4 runs for Romania. He goes big, and this should run away, and it does. It's another 4 for Romania. Reyes. This just goes big here, over the infield. It's going to run away. It's 4 runs for Taranjeet Singh. And there's just a bit of chat about, obviously, Gibraltar missing out on Ferrari and Nestor. And it has to be said, they have done well, haven't they? Obviously got their first win against Bulgaria without Ferrari yesterday. And without Kenroy Nestor as well. So relying on their depth. Nestor. And Reyes comes around the wicket. And this is going to go all the way. Just looking to see if that's gone for 4 or for 6. And I think it's going to be given 4 runs. Another 4 for Taranjeet Singh. So the change of angle doesn't quite work for Gibraltar National. And again into the leg side, and there's a man out there. It's a skipper. Avinash Pai eventually gets that one in. And they come through just for the single. As that brings the end to the over. And after 3 overs, Romania are 31 for no loss. So we have a look here. The official equation at the moment for Romania is 111 off of 102 deliveries. However, we know they need to get it by that 13.4 mark, don't they? As it's going to be Louis Bruce to continue it up against Taranjeet Singh. So he hits this well into the offside, but that's well done by Richard Cunningham down there. So if I am correct, this is pulled into the leg side, and Reyes doesn't quite do enough to get anything on it, but it should be cut off by Samarth Bodha. And he does well. It's a good arm from the 19-year-old as they come back for the 2 runs. So the equation now, I think, is 108 off of 62 deliveries, is my estimates. That's going to help, isn't it? Sathisan just rocks back, and that runs away. 4 runs for Romania. So, going to need a bit of response here. So Louis Bruce, there's just a couple of field adjustments. And I think he's ready to go again. As Hatchman's gone out deep. Wow, and it's not. I think it's going to evade him there. It's another 4 runs for Romania. Sathisan, he's on the charge. And the field was set, but it still managed to evade the man. And that's now a good dent into this target. Wow, that's going to go again. That's another 4. 4 runs for Romania. This is a big over for Romania, and Sathisan is taking it by the scruff of the neck, is the captain for Romania. This is really going to help Romania as they look to chase this target as quickly as possible. And it goes, it's gone high. It's going to take some catching. I don't think he's going to quite get there. But I think more importantly, it's not going to go all the way. So it's just going to be the 2 runs as that takes us to the end of the 4th over. And Romania are 48 for no loss. And to my calculations, that now means that Romania required 94 off of just 58 deliveries. So again, big ask here from the Romanian. And their shouts, bring on Pie, bring on. And really, you do feel that they're going to have to go to some of their best bowlers here, as we're going to see one of them now, Samarth Bodha. And then just a few field adjustments. Obviously still within the power play restrictions here. So just the 2 allowed out for Gibraltar. And once again, just a reminder that we obviously do need to see these ticked off really quickly. Samarth Bodha is into the attack. And he starts with a full toss, and that's going to go all the way. 6 runs for Romania. Taranjeet Singh goes big, and Louis Bruce is never going to get there, was he? And that sails over his head. And just for context, in terms of the ranked teams, as we're just going to get through this reply from Bodha. It's full again, but this time it's gone high. It's going to take some catching. I don't think it's going to, I think it's going to fall safe. As they're going to come back for 2 runs. But once again, just for context, Romania 37th in the world, and Gibraltar are the lowest ranked team at 68th. So it's going to be a big ask for them to defend this, but to defend this in 13.4 overs as well. So this is Fuller, and Taranjeet Singh, well, he's not got all of this. He's going to take some catching. Well, he's completely overrun it, has Louis Bruce, and it's going to run away. 4 runs. Louis Bruce just completely misjudging that, and he's furious with himself as that just didn't really have the legs, and it was a big opportunity, but Louis Bruce, you can see here, completely overrunning it, losing his footing, and then makes a bit of a howler there as it runs over. 4 runs for Taranjeet Singh. It's a better delivery from Samarth Bodha, and it's collected by Zachary Simpson. And that's going to be clipped into the leg side, and that's well done by the man down there. And they come through for for the single. And again, just proves the wind is a little bit strong up there. And Louis Bruce is really good in the field, doesn't normally misjudge it that far, but the wind just taking it. This is full, and this has got the legs. That's going to go all the way again. Another maximum for Romania. And at the end of the fifth, Romania is 67 for no loss. So, after the 5 overs, Romania, well, they need 74 for victory. And it will say on your screens at some point that it'll be 74 off of 90. However, we know that's not the case, as they need it in 52 deliveries now. As we're going to see Richard Hatchman now. I think either of these two teams, Romania or Czech Republic in the final, is going to be a big ask, and it's going to be a really good contest in the final. As Hatchman's on, and that's not a good start, as that's good work from Joe Marples with the gloves. And he's going to have to bowl that one again, as it is given a wide. And Satish, and he goes big, and that's flat, and that's gone all the way. 6 runs for Romania. Satish moves on to 30 now off of just 14 deliveries. As they now move to only requiring 67 off of 51 deliveries now, and this is looking more and more accomplishable for Romania than you have to feel for the Czech Republic, as they really did a good job in that first game against Hungary. But Romania just look as if they might do this. Country's going to take some tight bowling now. As this doesn't quite get any of this, it's going to be a single as they come around and cut this one off. So Hatchman, he's in again. And Taranjit Singh doesn't get a lot of this, but it's going to have the legs, and it's going to go all the way. It's another boundary for Romania. And you do feel now that this is getting really comfortable. And not even the Duracell Bunny can chase that one down. And this one, Richard Cunningham just goes the wrong way first of all, but does well to readjust. Keeps this to just the single. So, 61 required now. Short, down the leg side. It's going to be a wide delivery. So Hatchman for 14 so far off his over, with 2 deliveries remaining. Steps across. There's an edge on this. And when things are going your way, they really do go your way as that trickles down over the boundary. And it's another 4 for Romania. And you have to feel for the Czech Republic because everything is going Romania's way as that just hits over Joe Marples with the gloves. There's not much he can do. Hatchman, final ball. Short again, and this is going to go a long way to the leg side. And it's going to be given another 6 runs for Romania. And you do feel for the Czech Republicans now as Romania are making light work of this chase. All the way, 6 runs. So that takes us to the end of the power play. And Romania 92 for no loss. And from my calculations, they only need the 50 runs off of just 46 deliveries now. And I have a feeling, I don't think we're going to see them slow down. I think if it's there to hit, they're going to go for it. As we're going to see the young Louis Bruce back on into the attack. Hatchman, 24 off of his over. And you have to say, credit where credit is due. The ball might be there to be hit, but you still have to hit it. And some of these boundaries are not short. So they are taking some hitting. As Taranjit Singh, well, he's on 48 so far. That's well bowled by Louis Bruce, and they're going to come through for the one. I think it's going to be given as leg byes. It's good work from Marples as he manages to get on top of that one. There's a good question there from Liam Day, which I will address at some point. Might not be this game, might be at some point during the next game, but I will address it. So Thisan hits this down the ground, and Samarth Bodha is going to collect this one up. Taranjit Singh on strike. And he cuts this into the offside. And it's collected by Reyes, and I think he's just done enough eventually as the Duracell Bunny comes around to collect this one. And I think that's eventually good work from Andrew Reyes out in the deep. So we just take another look here. Just goes through him this one. Let's get the dive in, and he eventually gets there. He does well. As Taranjit Singh reaches his 50. That's not really what's bothering. And this is going to fly. Don't think it's going to go all the way as it's well cut off by Cunningham. That 50 from Taranjit Singh. It's gone a little bit unnoticed as they now realise that he's reached the milestone. And he raises the bat just off of 21 deliveries that came up of. Incredible hitting here. So Thisan goes big as a man out there. Oh, wow, he's recovered. And what a grab that is from Andrew Reyes. And that's got the entire crowd on their feet. There's a good amount of spectators here now. And Andrew Reyes, well, you have to say, he didn't really have much of an idea. He's there ready. And what a grab. Manages to stay in the in-ring there. Well, so Thisan has to go. The captain, he's not going to be able to do it himself. And you do feel now, if Gibraltar can possibly keep them quiet and see if they can do a job here, as they now require, I'll just do the maths. 45 off of 42 deliveries. So we're going to see if they can they might just try and squeeze the field here. Wow, what a catch that was. And there's appreciation from everyone in the chat. And I'm sure all viewers would have appreciated that one. From Angie Reyes, what a catch. So Lou Bruce gets the wicket of the skipper, Sathisan, as Taranjit Singh's on strike. As this is driven hard into the offside. I think this might go all the way, and it does. 4 runs for Romania. As that brings us to the end of the 7th. As 9 come off that over. And most importantly, the wicket, as Vasu Saini is the new man for Romania. So the equation now, Romania need 41 off of 40 deliveries here. And we're going to see one of the nicest men in European cricket that you will ever see. Richard Cunningham is coming on to bowl for Gibraltar. Which is really good to see here. I think Gibraltar just saying, look, there's not a lot of pace on this. So if you're going to go ahead and hit them, you're going to have to generate the power yourself. Mazu Saini is on strike. As he just pushes this into the offside. It should just be the one, and it is going to just be the one. So it's good work by the man out in the deep. As this is going to go through to the offside. It's a good bit of work from Avinash Pai in the covers there. The skipper, I think he knows at this point that see the game is almost, well, 98% gone. They're going to try their best here to keep Romania out of the final. Cunningham continues here. Singh, they are just struggling to get him away here off the square. And Saini pushes this into the offside, and it's going to be collected by the young Lou Bruce as they come through for the second. .39 runs required now. And you feel they're going to be spending all the big hitters in here, as this is just back of a length, and it's going to just be the 1 run. So far, boundaryless over for Cunningham. But knowing me, I've just cursed him. As Taranjit Singh is the man on strike. 56 for him. As this is going to rock back, and I have cursed him. As this is going to go all the way. 6 runs for Romania. And just as I said, it's been a boundaryless over until that point. But all in all, in the context of this game, it's not a terrible over with just 11 coming off it for Richard Cunningham. So, again, and as I look to my right, I can see a couple of members of the Czech Republic team. As they I think they've come to the sense now that they are out of the final. But you have to say, fair play to Romania. The ball still has to be struck, as they now need 30 runs to win here against Gibraltar. Again now under runnable 30 off of 34 deliveries for Romania. And we're going to see one of my favourite members of the playing squads here, Nikhil Advani. He's coming in to bowl for Gibraltar up against Vasu Saini at the striker's end. The advances. Oh, well, you have to feel for Advani, as that might have been a missed stumping chance from Joe Marples. As we get to see here very quickly. Completely misses this one, doesn't he? And he would have been gone if he took them. It's a shame. Still here is Saini. There's an appeal here. And it's not going to be given. And we just take another look here. Again, looking to advance. Again, better work from Joe Marples. This is a good start from Nikhil Advani. As it's not out, so Saini survives once again. And he advances, and he hits this well into the leg side. I think it might split the fielders. And good work from Avinash Pai, and I think he might have done a little bit of damage to himself there. I think he's going to have to come off, as Hatchman's giving the sign. I think he says he's okay, but not really worth putting himself through any more damage. As this is just hit into leg side, and they're going to run through for the 1 run. It's off the pad. Avinash Pai has actually been carrying an injury throughout this week. You wouldn't have known that unless you were here. He has just been struggling. As Taranjeet goes big, doesn't get all of this. There's a man out there, and he does well. It's just going to be... Well, they're going to come through for the second. That's cheeky, but it's good running, and it's going to help them out here, as they now just require 25 to get into the final. Oh, he hits this well. It's going to take some cutting off if he gets there. And he doesn't quite get there. And that's going to be another 4 for Romania. And I think that's the nail in the coffin for the Czech Republic, as they now just need 21 to get to victory. As that brings us to the end of the 9th over. And Gibraltar, well, there, now the figures, as the Romanians are 121 for 1. As it's going to be Cunningham to continue. So it's 21 needed off of 28 deliveries now, as you can see. The Duracell Bunny is just going to have to take his batteries out and going back and collect that. But he continues on. So Cunningham continuing here. And he's going to be gone. And you have to say, that's a really good bit of bowling for Richie Cunningham, as he takes an international T20 wicket. Bit of spin on this one, and he does it with a flight. And Basil saying he has to go. So that brings Romania to 121 for 2 now. As that's going to bring in the man. And it looks like we might be taking drinks. I think they're just going to say, no, not really much point. Let's just get on with it, which is a fair play. I think that's what he should have done. It's been a couple of times where I can't remember which game it was exactly. There was a point where drinks were taken. And it was always a bit pointless. There was only 20 needed to win, and they took drinks. And you just could have got on with it. There's a question there. As we're going to see Petty Alba come in. How's Ferrari looking? I think he's done for the tournament on Freya Liam Day. Not quite sure exactly what he's done, but he's hobbling about. He's still in a bit of pain as we go back to Cunningham here. It's a good bit of bowling as they're going to come through for the single. And Avinash Pai still putting his body on the line. As it brings that man, Taranjeet Singh, on strike. Well, it's going to be a dot ball for Cunningham. It's a good over from him so far. Singh looks to go big. Doesn't get all of this again. And it's going to be Mark Gowes who does the work. And that brings Singh back on as he reaches 70. So I believe that's his 300 runs in this tournament so far now. As it looks like he's got his team into the final. As it brings Petty Alwa back on strike. As he just hits this into the offside, and it's just going to be the 1 run. So that brings us to the end of the over, and I do believe that we're going to take a short moment to go ahead and cut to Sweden to see what's going on over there. And we're going to see Advani continue. That's well bowled from Advani. He advances and hits us in. And this is really good bowling, to be fair, from Advani. You turn and go, and it's a good bit of running from Romania. So Advani to continue to Petty Alwa. He rocks back, and this is going to be pushed in. I think they're going to just go for the 1 run. As that's going to bring Taranjeet Singh back on strike. And they're going to look to take one after drinks. Gibraltar. That's well played by, wow, a bit of controversies. It might have been a run-out chance. They both apologise. Again, good to see some really good cricket here in Malta. So Singh on strike still. And he looks to go big, doesn't get any of this. Going to squirt into the leg side, and Avinash Pai. He's going to get that one in, and it's going to just beat the single. So, just the 12 needed now. And he's going to let that one go. He's looking for a wide. I think he's going to get it. As that brings the end to a really economical over from Nikhil Advani. As it's only going to be the 4 runs from it for him. And he's going to be really happy with the way that that's gone. Feels like he's bowled well. Just the 13 off of his 2 overs. So, as we look now, they need 12 runs before that 13.4 over mark. As he's hit this, and I think he's got all of it, and that's 6 runs for Romania. And they're now just the 1 hit away from the Valletta Cup 2022 final. As Taranjit Singh moves on to 78. So 6 runs needed now. 6 runs off of 15 deliveries now. As I think we're just trying to find another ball. So Taranjit's going to look to finish it in style. Cunningham. And Taranjit looks to go big. I don't know if he's got enough of this. And he has. And well, there we go. Romania have done the unimaginable. And they have chased this target of 141 in the small time of under 13.4. As they do it with 52 balls remaining in the innings, and they complete the task in the 12th over. So Romania, they beat Gibraltar by 8 wickets, but more importantly, they do it in enough time to get themselves into the final of the Valletta Cup 2022 here in Malta. You see that man, Andrew Reyes, what a catch he took. Some moments of brilliance here in this innings as we take a look at the highlights, and it was always going to be a tough ask for Gibraltar as they really, as you see Reyes missing a simple one there, but we'll go on to see later on. He made a really good catch, but we see here really started well, and they just advanced, and it didn't look like they were ever going to stop. Did Romania, and Louis Bruce just misjudging that one, didn't he? He bowled well, as you saw Taranjit Singh. Well, he went big, and he ends up on 84 not out off of just 35 deliveries. So, if you were watching and you're a little bit more used to the T10 format, that was a little bit more your style, as it was go from the off. You see Reyes, well, he nearly made a bit of an issue there, but the next ball took a one-handed blinder on the boundary to remove the Romanian captain, Ramesh Atisan. Well, he had to go on 42, but Taranjit Singh, 84 off of his 35 deliveries. There were 7 fours in his innings, but more importantly, 6 sixes. So Romania, well, they've done it. They're into the final. So